Welcome back to Beam City Sports.
Beam City Sports.
Another amazing episode at the Beam City Sports Bar here in beautiful Sacramento, California. Nice sunny day here in Sacramento. Got to pay some respects to the LA fires, though. Prayers out for everyone out there in LA. It's looking real bad, but hopefully it starts getting better soon. But we're gonna stay on the positive train today. We have a lot of good stuff to talk about. You know, our Sacramento Kings are on a 6-game win streak. 6 in a row. Got Luke and Devin repping the 6-man shirts over there. Feels good to be a Kings fan right now. We have a lot of fun stuff to jump into today, but we are joined by a new guest on our show, James Dong. Happy to have you on, James.
Hey, I appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, we got also Luke Mitchell and Devin Neel, Tyler Texeira, coming to you from the Beam City Sports Bar. Not on 96.5 FM today, but we'll be back on Wednesday, every Wednesday from 1 to 2. If you're listening on YouTube, go subscribe, like, leave a comment. Blown up by the day, so jump on the train while you can before it's too late.
Yes, sir. Very, very good to be back here in the backyard. Love this bar setup. Very unique. Our own kind, Beam City Sports Bar. Always a good time to be back here.
Yes, sir. I'm feeling closer to Luke. Closer than not closer than I want to be. I want to be this close, but I'm ready to get into it.
Keeping each other warm back
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yeah, James, how you feeling? First episode on, got to get the nerves out. We're comfortable.
Not gonna lie, it does have me a little bit nervous, but I'm excited to be here. I've been, tuning in, watching in for a while, and I can finally make it today.
Yes, sir. Happy to have you on, man. All right, well, let's
Good
jump
time
in.
to be joining in on this 6-game win streak.
Great time. Well, last night, the Sacramento Kings beat the defending champion Boston Celtics in Boston. 6 games in a row. Only the second team this year to hold Boston to under 100 points. The only other team to do that is the best defense in the league, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Doug Christie has this team locking up on both ends of the floor, and this is a new team. But
Mind you, this is a completely healthy Boston Celtics team. A lot of people playing the teams like unhealthy. The last games that we were playing against the Grizzlies and Mavericks and whatnot. But this is the defending champs. They have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, everybody, Kristaps. But, they have him shooting these wild-ass threes, so he doesn't even matter. Yeah, this was an exciting game last night. Amazing. Great 6-game win streak after losing 6 in a row, too.
Yeah, crazy.
It's definitely a great win for the Sacramento Kings, beating the defending champs. I do think, it doesn't really go to show the character of the Boston Celtics. We all know what kind of team they are and what they could put on night in, night out. And, the Kings just came to play. They're looking really hungry after, changing leadership and the head coach. But they looked really good last night.
Yeah, Doug Christie, man. Doug Christie has been the difference of this team the last 6 games. He lost his first game against the Lakers, and ever since then, haven't lost. So shout out to our boy Doug.
Shout out to Doug.
Yeah. Okay, well, we had no De'Aaron Fox still last night. Kings still did not have De'Aaron Fox, and we still won this game. Do you guys think De'Aaron will come back next game against the Chicago Bulls, or should we let him get that rest and ride out this hot streak of starting Keon, starting Malik together? What do you guys think over there?
It's tough to say. The Bulls right now, I got to say Zach LaVine is on a tear. I think he scored 30 points in his last 5 games.
5 in a row for Zach LaVine.
So it's going to be a question. If he's ready, if he wants to come back, then I think that'll be his decision. I don't think they're going to rest him just because. So if he's healthy and ready, then he'll be back for sure.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. But, if he doesn't come back until we come back home on Thursday, I think it is, against the Rockets, I'd be completely fine with that. Let him get that rest. Some people are calling Fox soft. Shout out to Trevor for sitting out for the injury. But, that was a hard fall from Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, that was a scary play. I'm just happy he's, not out for the year or anything too crazy. Like, I'm happy he's just recovering well.
For sure. I saw somebody put out a video of them at shoot-around before the game last night, and he still looked like he was running around, moving around a little bit weird. So I also wouldn't mind if they kept him out the next couple games. Like, just let him rest until we get back home, and if he's 100, then go. And I want them to see now they know they could really beat anybody, especially without Fox. So I definitely wouldn't mind them resting him.
I kind of felt like, same thing. They made their threes last night, and if we make our threes, we can beat anybody. I'm saying that plain and simple. We can beat anybody if we just make our threes. And Keegan's catching hot right now. Trey's catching hot, or he's staying hot, actually. I feel like that's really the main reason why we came down in the fourth quarter. They were tied. And then we went on a 21-7 run.
21-7
run in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Devin Carter with 8 of those points right there. So when we hit those threes, that's when we clutch up and close out the games.
Yeah, we outshot the Boston Celtics last night from 3, and no team does that this year, especially. Boston gets up the most threes in the NBA and has the most makes in the NBA. They don't shoot the best percentage, but the volume is what sets them apart. And last night, hitting more threes than the Boston Celtics is something nobody could have predicted from this Sacramento Kings team who's been struggling from downtown all year so far. So, Doug Christie has his team playing confident, playing happy together. And, a big moment that Katie Christensen said last night on the broadcast, which really caught my attention, was DeMar DeRozan put together defensive highlights of Doug Christie from back in the day without Doug Christie knowing, and didn't watch it with Doug. He had the team watch it, just the team, no coaches. And, they were all making fun of him. Well, where'd that hair come from? Why does the tape look so grainy and hard to see? But they loved watching Doug, and I think that's going to, rub off on this team, like seeing how Doug played back in the day and make that the way that this team plays today. It's fun to see. So
definitely. There was a clip in the locker room that I saw. It was they were passing out like the game balls and everything, and it was shouting out Sabonis for grabbing 28 boards, new franchise record for Sacramento. He brought up he said he broke your record and then also Webb's record, and it's like pretty cool to beat Christie's old, pretty much right next to his right hand man on the Sacramento Kings.
In the Garden as well.
In the Garden.
In the Garden too, yeah.
It's a big stage.
Big stage. So yeah, just cool moments that are coming right now for Christie, whole team. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love to see it. Domas was the story of the game last night. Had 23 points, 28 rebounds, also 3 of 4 from 3. And, you mentioned it, Luke, before the show that the Boston Celtics announcers, when Domas hit one of those threes, was just like, no way.
I think it was Devin who brought that up.
Yeah, Devin said that. My bad.
I did want to talk. I don't want to talk shit about the announcers, but they were kind of critical about us Sacramento Kings. First, they were talking about Christie, just like kind of poking fun at him for being on the NBA Housewives or whatever.
That's horrible.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple of times where they were like kind of just taken away from our wins and taken away from just how we've got the wins this year. And then, they were just talking crap about Christie and just him being an interim coach. And they're just like, is he going to be back? Is he going to be there? And after the 6-game win streak, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm tired of that conversation, especially around, people that don't watch the Kings. Brian Windhorst making comments saying that, the Kings have only beat teams that are not healthy and all this stuff. Shout out to Morgan Reagan. She had a great moment on the postgame show last night of, going back at those other media people who don't tune into Sacramento games and still have the nerve to come and talk shit about the Kings. And it rubs me the wrong way. They're getting paid all this money and then they still don't understand. They don't even look at the box score and who played what game, and they're not giving us any credit. So yeah, I'm tired of that. And also tired of hearing Doug. Is he going to stay as the head coach? Duh. He's going to stay as the head coach.
He's going to stay.
What else does he have to fucking do? Like, oh my God, he's won 6 in a row. He's turned this whole team around. It's like, how are people still questioning that? I don't know. And I think a lot of talk about, De'Aaron earlier in the year, leaving Sacramento and all this stuff. This is solidified. I think De'Aaron's going to stay in Sacramento for sure, especially with the chemistry that this team has with Doug Christie is just a new level.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just, it's still a question. I mean, we've been in trade talks for the past, month or so, something like that. So are we going to stay in the trade talks? Or, I don't know, Trey Lyles is someone who was on the board. He's catching hot. He's looking like the trade that we wanted 2 years ago. And then Kevin Huerter, he's still kind of shaky, but do we want to keep the trade talks alive or do we want to shut them down?
Yeah. James, do you think coming from a Kings fan, but also a Warriors lover, supporter for life, do you think, as an outside perspective, do you think the Kings should go make a move right now, or do they stay pat and, trust this team?
At the moment, they're playing well. The guys are hungry. You could tell a sense, a change in the character and the morale in the team and, how hard they're fighting. Keegan last night, put together a great game. I feel like much needed for him.
Much needed.
And, the boys are hooping. As far as the trade talks go, especially with Fox too, I know how you guys feel about that, but, I feel like until that trade deadline passes, you never know what can happen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, The only people that I would say are really on the market is Kevin Huerter, guys that don't play, Colby Jones and all that, maybe a young team believes in someone like that, but...
You're taking Fox out of there altogether?
Yeah, Fox is not in the trade rumors anymore, honestly.
Fox is not leading Sacramento.
And also, people are saying we're a better team without him. That's just completely false and not true. We look great in these last couple games, but imagine if we did have De'Aaron, it'd probably be an easier win against Boston than it was last night. Getting someone the ball when the time slows down. Right now, I feel like when the shot clock's going down and we're not pushing the pace, it's get DeMar the ball and get out of the way. And like if we have De'Aaron and DeMar when the game slows down, that just gives us two elite options to go get an ISO bucket. And that's huge for this team. But yeah, DeMar, huge game last night in the second half at 24. He was struggling kind of in the first half. I was a little nervous about his performance.
Ice cold. Yeah.
He stepped up big time.
I think it was when the Celtics announcer said DeMar's at 3 for 14 right now. He's a little ice cold, and then from that point,
That was first half.
Yeah.
He 3 for 14 in the first half.
He got those FGAs up. That's for
yeah, he got up. But then
he's got the green light.
yeah, he does.
and then in the fourth quarter, though, like at the end of the fourth, he was I think 9 for 22, something like that.
Yeah.
So he definitely turned it around. And I mean, sorry, fuck those Celtics announcers. Man.
Yeah.
Well, with how they were playing, you just knew that it was probably going to be the fourth quarter when he got it going. But once he got it going, then he was probably going to carry them to the win. And that's really what happened after Dev Carter hit those 2 threes to start the fourth quarter. Then DeRozan really started going to work.
Yep.
Yeah, it was huge. Malik, though, also big part of this win last night.
Yeah.
22 points, 8 assists, really running the show out there. I love Malik playing that point guard position. And even when De'Aaron comes back, I think we need to put the ball in Malik's hands even more than we were earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Let him and Domas run that 2-man game because it's unstoppable. And I think they could have had a lot more chances where they ran that pick and roll last night. And when they did, it worked to perfection as always. So shout out to that boy Malik, man. Kill it.
Talking about Malik, running the ball on ball with Sabonis and stuff. Do you think Fox can put together a game more off ball?
Yeah, I mean, that's not really been his game so far, but hopefully he can take that jump. But that's a good point because,
I was literally just about to talk about that. I think it was in Fox's last game. There was a play where I think Malik was dribbling the ball up and DeMar and Sabonis were kind of running up with him. And Fox was overstanding in the corner, like not even a part of the play. And for me, I was just like, what are we doing right now? Like, why is Fox not dribbling the ball?
Yeah.
But then the whole play ran and Fox didn't touch the ball, but it was an easy bucket just like that.
Kind of more to kind of draw attention.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gravity.
People expecting the ball in Fox's hands.
Yeah.
So
I think with how they're playing right now, a lot of teams are gonna like defend them differently. Like you got to guard Malik. Malik's gonna get him up. Even the people that come off the bench, Devin Carter, Kevin Huerter's gonna shoot. He might not make it, but he's gonna shoot when he goes in.
He goes
gonna shoot him.
So I think he definitely can, and I would like to see it more. Like I think a lot of the threes he's made this season, his high percentage threes are off the catch and shoot. So I think that will help him playing off ball a little bit more. But once it comes down to the third and fourth quarter, it's going to be De'Aaron and DeMar. So, but starting the first half, I think he has been doing that a little bit this year because he definitely gets off to some slow starts, but the second half is where he turns it up. But I definitely believe that he should be once he comes back. I think they probably put Keon back to the bench and he'll come to more of that off ball. Him and Malik will kind of share dribbling the ball up and all that, making plays.
Yeah, Keon actually didn't play too many minutes last night, only about 24 minutes after, the game before playing near 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But, the reason behind that was our boy, Devin Carter.
Devin Carter getting some minutes.
Carter, with 11 points off the bench, really took over in that third quarter.
Yep.
Or fourth quarter, actually.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter. He had 8 points in the fourth.
Back-to-back threes. And then he,
layup.
with the layup,
Yeah.
he was broke by, I think it was Drew Holiday he broke by. And you don't really expect that, but
That's the best perimeter defender in the NBA. And he's cooking.
he blew by him and got it up. I think it was an and one, but they didn't call it.
They're not going to give the rookie a call like that.
Also, the Celtics had 22 free throws last night, and the Kings had 9 free throws, and we still won by 18. That's some bullshit right there. There were a lot of down low calls where I saw Domas getting hit.
Yeah.
Domas should have had a 30 and 28 game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he had a 30 for 30. So
yeah, he never gets respect from the whistle, but that's something Doug Christie is really, talking to this team about is don't complain to the refs as much. Let him handle that.
Yeah.
And I think Doug Christie actually has a pretty good relationship with the refs because ever since, Mike Brown has stepped down or got fired and Doug Christie's taken over, I feel like last night, not a good example, but before that, I feel like we've been getting more calls than usual. And that's because of Doug. Yeah. And, Doug is getting these good relationships with these refs and telling De'Aaron and, other guys, like, don't talk to the refs as much. Like, I got that. Like, you worry about playing, I'll handle the refs. And that's last night they didn't get as many calls, like you said, as they should have. Domas is getting hacked every game.
Didn't matter though.
Yeah, it didn't matter. He complained a couple times, but then he hustled back and still played good defense. And that's just the energy that you want to see from this team, is not hanging your head on not getting a call. So that's what Doug Christie's bringing to this team.
Also, Jay Crowder, I think they mentioned on the broadcast, has been kind of taking Devin Carter before every game and introducing him to the refs, kind of humanizing them to the players from that kind of perspective. And you saw Devin Carter a couple times go over and not really be demonstrative and complaining, but just talking like in a humanized way and asking him what he could do or what he saw and all that. So I think Jay Crowder's been a big help in that spot too.
I did see that. Yeah,
Great player coach. Great
leadership
coach.
role.
Big bet, yeah.
yeah. Shout out to the vet Jay. They did show him a lot on the TV last night, and that must have been why. Because that goes a long way when you get that human connection with the refs. Like they might give you some more calls.
Did Crowder play in Boston for a little bit?
Yeah, he did a long time. That was
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I was. That's probably why they're showing
True,
him.
that
He was
is-
in
yeah.
Boston. And it was really cool. I saw a moment after the game. Devin Carter obviously went to Providence in college, and he had a bunch of people showing out for the game. So that was pretty cool to see him signing some stuff for friends and family.
Yeah, and his head coach was in attendance as well.
Yep.
Every time Devin Carter got a bucket, they'd show him, and he was hyped up. So that was awesome to see, man. I hope Devin Carter keeps, making some shots, because his defense is on another level already. I love his defensive energy.
That arcing shot scares me.
It
That,
does.
that arc scares me.
They got a lot of trust in the rookie. I will say that.
Yeah, they definitely do. And, a lot of teams don't do that right away, especially coming off an injury like that. But he's earning his minutes right now, and it's showing.
I think it's that he went to college for. I think we talked
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, so he has that kind of installed teammate like kind of mentality already. So he's already mature and knows how to be a teammate, knows how to fill in his role and fix what he's doing wrong. And I don't see much he's doing wrong right now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Those couple more years in college go a long way. And, like you said, he's playing his role, and that's what we need him to be. We drafted him to play a role on this team, not be the main guy. In college, he was the main guy, led his conference in scoring. And then in the G League, his first game, he had 29. We know he can score the ball, but we're looking for, all the little things out of him. And that's exactly what he does, is all the little things. Get those rebounds. Devin Carter is such a good rebounder. It's crazy.
Insane. He gets up there. It's his length also that helps him a lot. His arms are long as shit, but he's amazing at getting up there and grabbing the ball.
Yeah, I love him, on both ends of the floor. But going on to the Celtics side last night, Jaylen Brown, 28 points. He started off hot. He was posting up Keon a lot in the beginning of the game. And, a Kings fan made a tweet saying that, the Boston Celtics are a rare occasion team. Keon didn't play great last night on defense guarding Jaylen Brown, because Jaylen Brown is,
he's got that size.
Yeah,
he's way
buff as hell, and he's got some size on his paws. But yeah, he was posting up Keon from the start, and Keon couldn't really mess with him down there. And then they put a bigger guy like Keegan on him, and it really helped out. So Keegan's been in the weight room, and
he got that 3 blocks and 2 steals last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got Keegan?
Yeah, that was Keegan.
Yeah,
You got the
let's
deep
go.
crown. Yep.
Yeah, shout out that boy. And even if Keegan is not, hitting his shots like he hasn't been this year, he's still playing great defense, like first team all level defense.
Yes.
Now, 19 points last night. If he can continue hitting some shots, shout out to the boy.
Shout out the boy.
He's gonna be a stud, and we knew that coming in. But he took his role has really been up and down. But now I feel like he's getting comfortable, especially with Doug. Devin, you mentioned it last show, hyping him up in his ear, giving him some more confidence, and it's showing a lot for Keith.
I said it a while ago on the show. He didn't really go through a sophomore slump that a lot of players go through, and maybe this was kind of his slump at the beginning of the year, and then he went out with a shoulder injury for a little bit, right? Yeah, and maybe it was that rest that he needed. He just needed a little pause, a little break, and he came back swinging. So
yeah.
Well, it was good to see him come out and hit a couple, and then in the second half come out and then hit 3 more. I think he hit 5. So we've seen him the last few games come out and hit a couple, and you're like, maybe he's breaking out, but to see him in the second half come out, still be aggressive. I think he had that one at the end of the game where he faked the pass to Devin Carter and then took the deep one, and then that
was a dagger right there. But Jason Tatum, 15 points on 5 of 13 shooting. James, I want to know your opinion on JT. Is he overrated? Is Jason Tatum overrated? My dad was saying he was a little overrated last night, but that was an off night for him. What do you think?
I don't think Tatum's overrated. I think he's properly rated. He's one of the top superstars in the league, NBA champion. could arguably have been Finals MVP.
Yeah.
I think, he just gets a lot of tarnish for the team that's built around him. Having having a 1A 1B thing with Jaylen Brown. 5 of 13, may not look super pretty, but also I feel like on a nightly basis, Tatum's normally getting up more shots than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
For sure.
Credit to the Kings defense.
Their
Honestly,
defense was off the chain.
Yeah.
And then people
Yeah.
off the three. I think it was Sam Hauser. They ran him off the three, and he took the midi. He made it, but I was like, they got him to not shoot a three. So I was good with that.
I remember that play exactly.
Yeah.
That was a high arcing mid range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those white boys on Boston, man.
Yeah.
They got a lot of them. There's
It's
some
pretty
killers.
funny. The Celtics announcers, they said that was the first mid-range shot from Sam Hauser in a long time.
I believe
He
that.
doesn't take a lot.
He doesn't take a
For
lot.
that reason, he doesn't make a lot. So that was the
Yeah.
first one he's made in a while.
He's one of the issues with why the NBA is just shooting threes right.
I mean, yeah. Also, Kristaps Porzingis, he had 22 and 10 last night. But I think Domas really just dominated him all night. Getting those offensive rebounds, playing good defense. Porzingis still had his mid-range jumpers and some threes and some. He's 7-2 out there.
The thing is, they had him guarding Keon Ellis and other people on the perimeter. That's why Domas was grabbing 28 boards, because they didn't have their 7-foot center down low grabbing rebounds.
He's soft. He's soft. But yeah, Derek White.
He's trying to protect himself.
Yeah. He gets hurt too much. That's a good point. Derek White, 3 points, 1 of 8 from the field. That was a big part of the win last night, with locking up Derek White.
Yeah.
That was probably his worst game of the year. Credit to, again, the Kings defense. I think Malik really showed me a lot last night.
Malik,
the last stretch of games,
we need to get Malik on the show first, dude. Malik needs to get on here. His hot mic moments and everything. I love his hype.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the defense, he's always been, put down as a defender, always known as a great offensive player. But since Doug Christie's taken over, Malik has, been locking up and giving his full effort.
Man.
Yeah. Even last game against the Miami Heat, he locked up Tyler Hero and sent it into overtime. So, and also he was guarding Peyton Pritchard last night. Peyton Pritchard, shoved him with the off arm. They called the offensive foul. Just little things like that from Malik is huge. And if he can continue playing both ends, then you have to start him. Last episode, I just said I would prefer Keon starting, but if Malik can play defense like that, then
he's the more efficient scorer.
Yeah.
And then, he's also a way better passer. I got to say that his passing is insane. So if he keeps his defense up, I don't see why we don't keep him in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, the Kings' next game is going to Chicago. Playing the Chicago Bulls.
It feels like Chicago here with all this wind.
Windy City over here. Damn.
That's at 12:30. That's a weird start time.
Yeah, it's a weird start time, but I think I said it last episode. This team's going to come ready to play. They're going to play hard.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're going to play hard.
It's going to be a good game. If Zach LaVine is playing like the way he usually is, I think we definitely need De'Aaron Fox to be back.
Yeah. The Bulls are underrated, right?
Underrated for sure. I think they're doing better than they need to be right now.
Yeah.
They're kind of at a weird spot with everything.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get that low draft pick. So maybe they need to trade Zach LaVine pretty soon while his trade stock is rising right now.
Yeah. He's
He
hooping.
might need to get rid of him.
Also, someone else that's hooping for them is Nikola Vucevic. He's been killing.
Slept on right now.
Yeah, he can shoot the 3 ball. He's not very good at defense down low, but he grabs rebounds and he can get some buckets. Coming from a Warriors fan, that's a trade talk. That's some trade talks. What do you think? Would you take Nikola Vucevic on that Warriors team?
I would love to have him on the team. Having that stretch big, something the Warriors have never really had.
Most space, bro.
Most space. But yeah, no, I would love to see it. It's just a lot of the trade packages that people come up with. It's just like, I don't know if the Warriors are willing to give up that much. They're very protective of their young players.
Yeah.
Pajemski, Kuminga, Moody. At some point, they do have to make a decision, what they want to do with these guys, trying to maximize Steph's, playing window.
Yeah.
I feel like Steph actually talks about it a lot, retirement.
Yeah.
And, thinking about it. I know he's got a couple years left, but, the clock's ticking. He knows ball's going to stop dribbling at some point.
It's sad to hear from Steph, man, because I hope he stays, longer than LeBron, because, LeBron's
like past
older.
40?
Like when I feel like LeBron is going to retire and Steph is going to be like, oh, I'm retiring this year too. I'm just scared of that.
Well, I don't think they'd retire the same.
They wouldn't.
I hope so. I could see it happening.
They both want to get their
weird,
own,
bro stuff like that.
They both want to get their own farewell tour.
Yeah,
Like they want their
true.
own solo kind of thing.
Well,
That's a good
because
point.
the thing is with Steph too, it's like obviously I don't think he wants to be anywhere else but Golden State.
Yeah.
But if they're not doing what's necessary to maximize his time, then he's kind of out there playing for no reason. He's hungry. He wants another chip. He said it.
Yeah.
Recently this week. They're trying to figure it out. Sitting at 19-19, tied for 9th and 10th seed with the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Um,
They started out so hot this year. The
They
Warriors,
did.
they started
It
out
was-
crazy
it was
hot.
peak. It was
It was
peak
like-
high. I
it
thought
was
we were
like
back.
15 and
I was
15
like,
and 5 or something
You'll
crazy.
see us in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
Finals.
and now I really don't know what happened besides Buddy Hield coming back to earth.
Buddy,
That's really the only downside I see. Everyone else, Pajemski's been
Melton,
bad all
bruh.
year.
The Melton injury.
Jemski is
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Schroeder. He's
Like
been.
Schroeder.
I like him too. I love his game, but he just doesn't fit with Steph on the floor. With Steph off the floor, he's a better fit.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I think maybe they might have to switch it up and kind of get him out that starting lineup.
Exactly. Yeah.
I gotta ask, with Steve Kerr making like some weird questionable moves and like kind of being not that great of a coach lately, like you think Steve Kerr is gonna be around for a long time,
What
or
do you say?
I think
Steve on the hot seat.
I don't know. There's kind of a lot of loyalty in
Yeah.
in the organization, and I think they do love Steve. Steph loves Steve, and they've been rocking with each other for a long time. I do agree that there's a lot of things that they're kind of trying to figure out and work around right now that I don't agree with. For a while, they tried this a couple years ago too, trying to start every quarter, just playing Steph at the start and end of every quarter. And it doesn't really maximize his time out on the floor. It's kind of hard to find a rhythm. You think of him as that superstar player. We all know what Steph can do, but you can't expect him to go out there for 3 minutes and then come back down, sit down, and go back in and just like continue to be in rhythm, be hot.
Yeah. That's a big part of the Warriors' struggles is finding the right time to play Steph and maximizing his time on the floor. Like you said, it's hard to get a rhythm when you're out there for a couple minutes and then Steve's like, "All right, Schroeder, go back in," and it's like. That's going to mess up the whole flow of the team, but I mean, you can't play Steph 40 minutes a night, but like,
And he's got issues.
Yeah.
Him
get
and
hurt.
Draymond back tightness. Steph's got fluid in his knees.
yeah,
So they're really trying to be careful because you play those guys on back to backs. Anything can happen. They sit out a month or two, and then there goes the season. That's what they're trying to work around.
yeah,
I don't think this team expects to climb the seedings and get back to top 3-4 seed, but I think they're definitely just trying to make it to the dance.
yeah. I mean, who's a guy that you is like number one on your radar? If like you woke up tomorrow and saw the Warriors traded some pieces for someone, who would you want it to be?
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
everyone in the league wants Cam
everybody?
Johnson.
Yeah,
I don't know a team out there that wouldn't take Cam Johnson right now.
But
So
I think
interesting.
tough.
I think it's definitely highly unlikely. Making a move for Schroeder.
Yeah,
Already making deals with Brooklyn. You couldn't get Cam then. I don't think it's going to happen now.
it's a very good
Good
point.
point.
Yeah,
that's
because if you already made one trade, they're probably not going to do another. And
they
yeah.
probably tried that already.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, damn, I guess
Unless-
we'll take Schroeder.
Unless they're more open-minded and willing to give up what they wanted.
All right, we are back on Beam City Sports. Quick technical difficulties, but easy to figure out. We got it all settled. So we were talking about the Warriors before, but now back to our Sacramento Kings. I'm going to ask Luke and Devin, diehard Sacramento Kings fans for life. We got a tough next
Believe that.
2 games coming up. Got in Chicago on Sunday and then playing Milwaukee in Milwaukee after that. You guys think we can go 2-0 on the rest of this road trip, or what are you guys thinking over there?
I definitely think we can go 2-0. It's gonna be tough for sure, especially if De'Aaron's not back. De'Aaron's a big that's a question if we're gonna, win by 20 or win by 5. I think something like that. With Chicago, that's I think we could win without De'Aaron for sure. We just need Keon to step up against Zach LaVine and Keegan to do that. They'll have to go back and forth with that. Milwaukee's going to be a tough one though. Traveling both those days and then playing Giannis. Giannis has been one of the most dominant players in the league for the past 3 years, and we don't really have anybody to stop someone of that size and that force. I don't think anybody really does in the NBA.
Good point, yeah.
Is this their first matchup against Milwaukee this year?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say we go 2-0. I'm gonna say we do it.
Yeah, let's do it, Dev.
I agree. I mean, I believe they can. Chicago, I think, is no problem. Let them roll. Let it go through without the Aaron. If he's good to play against Milwaukee, I think that'll be a big help. But honestly, I'm not I'm not really mad if they lose in Milwaukee and they come home 2-1 and they're one game above 500. I'll take that for sure. After they lose 6 in a row and then win 6 in a row and then make up all those games right before they fired Mike Brown, I would be totally fine with that.
Yeah, that's a good look at it. All right, well, we're jumping into the next part of the show. It is Mitchell's Man of the Week. Once again, here we go.
Mitchell's Man of the Week. We're not going far. We're actually staying in downtown Sacramento. We're staying with Domantas Sabonis, grabbing 28 rebounds.
The
Right
TV
over there. You can see him just creeping right behind the bar. He's always with us, our king. New franchise record for rebounds, passing his old record and our man Chris Webber. Nothing else that we need to ask from him. He's been holding down the team without De'Aaron. I mean, Malik has been going off. DeMar's been going off, but he's been the one that's been doing it every single game, getting 20 points, getting over 15 rebounds, everything. He's our guy. He's our guy that's going to run with De'Aaron. De'Aaron's going to stay, and we're going to run to a championship at some point.
I love it. Shout out Domas. Dev, I know you love that boy Domas over there.
One thing I will add to that is I think he also shattered the TD Garden Square record for Kevin Garnett's rebounds in a game in that stadium. So I think he also shattered that.
There we go.
8 of his rebounds were offensive rebounds. So, I love it when him and Keegan are down there getting clutch O boards. I think Keegan got the clutch one to give it to clutch it, hit him that clutch 3 he hit at the end of the game where the announcers were like, "Oh no!"
They all just backed off of him.
Yeah.
Like they just left him wide open.
That's one of the ones where he took a second, but he still shot it. I'm glad he did. But yeah, I love that. I love that Man of the Week.
Yeah, shout out to Domas. Love him over here in Sac. But we should move on quickly to Ty's take of the week. It's going to be a quick one, and we're going to jump into it more in a couple minutes. But my take of the week is that there's not as many star players that can lead a team to a championship as some may think. There's a lot of guys in the league that, are known as star players, as 1A type of players, but there's a different level to a guy who can lead a team to an actual championship compared to a guy who can, get a guy in the playoffs, but never can reach anything past that. So we'll jump into that more down the road in this show. But before we do that, quickly moving on to ICU this week. I got 2 names on my board. If you have any, be free to shout it out, but I can go through. James, I feel like you're going to like this one a lot. 2 guys that I interviewed in Santa Cruz that are getting big minutes for the Warriors now with all the injuries happening, and both these guys are playing very well, and I love to see it coming from Santa Cruz now to the big leagues. Pat Spencer, shout out to my boy Pat Spencer. Yeah, he had a legacy game last game. 17 points, definitely a career high.
He didn't hit a 3.
Wow, and he plays great defense as well. But
are threes usually his forte?
He's a guard, so yeah, you would expect some threes. He can shoot them, but he's an all around type of player. Plays good defense, but he also is a lacrosse superstar, and he was number 1 in the college level as the lacrosse player. I talked to him about that in Santa Cruz, and he also has a brother in the league now, Cam Spencer, who played at UConn last year, won the championship with them. So shout out to my boy Pat, man. Love to see you getting some minutes in Golden State. And yeah, what do you think of Pat?
Him and his brother also matched up for the first time
against Memphis.
Yeah. So that was really cool to see. Pat Spencer's game, every time he comes in, he's ready to give it all he's got. He's got great English off the glass, float game.
I like that.
He finishes very well around the rim. But yeah, it actually did really surprise me. He had 17 points in a losing effort.
Yeah.
Against the Pacers last night. But yeah, didn't hit a 3. It actually really did shock me.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Okay, hell no.
Yeah.
What?
Why make that face over
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't say nothing.
Who lost? Who lost last night? No, my bad. I was just.
All right. Well,
got the same record, bro.
Luke said something to me.
I did. Okay. All right. We're gonna go one more.
Yeah, another guy from the Warriors. Another guy I interviewed down in Santa Cruz. Shout out to my boy Guy Santos from the Golden State Warriors. Killed it in Santa Cruz the last year. He had a great year, but every time he came up to the big leagues, the big question was his 3-point shot. In the last couple games, he's been getting big minutes and actually been able to hit the 3-point shot. So I think Guy Santos can, be a big part of this Warriors team if they keep giving him the minutes that he deserves. So what do you think of my boy Guy out there?
Love Guy. Big reason why the Warriors were able to beat the Pistons the other night.
Yeah.
First game of the back-to-back.
He's a dog.
He is.
Yeah.
You know, he's out there trying to make the right play. You know, play his role, fit his role, not trying to do too much. You know, I think with the Warriors roster, it's just like they kind of got a lot of mouths to feed. They're playing a lot of different people. You know, started the season with what 13-man rotation.
Yeah.
And
Now
that's
a lot of
it's
injuries.
insane. You know, it started out very well to begin with. And then just now it's time to figure out what really settle in on night to night basis. But shout out to Gee, man, helped us get a win against the Pistons.
Yeah.
Player of the game. After that, the guys in the locker room standing ovation for him. So that must have been nice to have.
Yeah, I love that boy Gee. And, I hope he doesn't ever have to go back down to Santa Cruz ever again because I think he's an NBA player. But, yeah, we can move on to.
I got one person to shout out.
Okay.
My boy down in Orlando, Paolo returned from his oblique tear.
Hello.
Dropped 34 points in his return. So love to see that. Unfortunately, it wasn't a losing effort, but they only lost by 3 to the Bucks. So just good to see him back. And then unfortunately, Mo Wagner just had his surgery on his ACL. So he's out for the season.
Franz healthy right now or no?
He's coming back.
Fran's going to come back in probably another month or so.
Yeah.
He had the same injury as Paolo.
They're still looking solid.
They're still looking good.
They are.
They're
22 games.
Yep.
22 wins.
up at 4th or 5th right now. So I'm still believing in them.
Yeah, I love.
Back and get stronger. Fran's going to come back and they're going to be stronger.
Yeah, Paolo looked insane last night going up against Giannis at 2 like that. He's different, man. Paolo is just different. And we'll jump into it right now. So, main topic of the show. What players do you think can actually lead a team to a championship as the 1A? And this is going over, not just right now, but do you think somewhat down the line in their career they can become a 1A on a championship team? Some examples of 1As on championship teams. Steph Curry, greatest point guard of all time, greatest shooter of all time, top 10 player of all time. So he has done that multiple times. LeBron also, of course, so many times he's been the 1A. Giannis has shown, Jokic has shown that. A lot of other guys around the league, but lately, past couple years, Tatum as well. Got to give him some respect, But okay, we can jump into it. First name on this list. I want to go through down the line, see what each of you guys think. Cade Cunningham. Do you think Cade Cunningham can become a 1A on a championship level team? Devin, starting over there.
Yeah. He's nice.
He's nice.
No,
He's tough.
I'd agree, especially in person, witnessing that game against the Pistons, the infamous game that got Mike Brown fired. Honestly, I didn't even notice him cooking the whole game, but he was just out there. Probably didn't miss that many shots either. But yeah, I would probably agree. I don't think it will be for the Pistons though, not anytime soon. But I'd say yes.
Yeah, Luke.
All right. That's a tough one, honestly. He is amazing.
He's nice.
He's nice.
But I don't think he would be the 1A player on a championship team. I think he would need someone else to. I mean, he is a young player, so he's pretty fresh.
As far as like 1A, because you think of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? Would we all assume that Jason Tatum is the 1A?
Yeah, he is.
So Cade Cunningham, let's say,
I think a Jaylen Brown type player.
Okay.
More than a Tatum?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I disagree with that. I think Cade has shown so much already, and he's still, like you said, he's such a young player and already putting up numbers like this. And his game is just, James mentioned it before the show, ethical hoops, not foul baiting, and, getting other players involved, making the team around him just better. And Detroit has looked like a different team this year. And that's because of the leadership of Cade Cunningham. So I'm gonna go with yes on Cade Cunningham.
That is true. Like, I do see them. They are a different team for sure. I think they're at 500 right now. I think they're at the same spot as the Kings are right now.
Yeah.
9th in the East. But I don't know. He hasn't really shown me that get over the hump, kind of get down the road and last the full game type player.
I can see that. James,
I can understand what you're saying, and I think it's also hard to see the vision with him playing in Detroit.
Yeah.
The team that he has around him, but when I watch him play, he kind of, a bigger guard.
Yeah.
He's able to play at his own pace, and he doesn't really force anything. He's making the right plays, taking the right shots, making shots, and just he does have that dog in him. A lot of people like to go with the debate. 2016 Chino Hills or 2020 Montverde. That's Cade. That's Cade in him.
That's Cade in him. I'm taking Cade in him over that Chino Hills team, honestly. But it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go yes on Cade. Obviously not right now. He's still so young. So I think later in his career, like James said, he's a bigger guard, so that always helps on both ends of the floor. So I think he's a guy that can lead you to a championship. But let's fly through. Paolo Banchero is the second name on this list. Starting with Dev once again. Paolo, what do you think?
I'd probably say no, just because of the time in the NBA we're in. I don't think any big man can be a 1A on a championship team.
Giannis and Jokic just did it.
He's built like Bron.
He also
Giannis not a
like
Giannis not a big man, bro.
Paolo's not a big
Giannis
man.
not a big man.
Huh,
Giannis not a big man.
bro?
Yes, he is. Yes,
I mean, he is physically a big man, yes, but
And let's just think because Giannis also won his ring when he was with Drew Holiday, right? He didn't have Damian Lillard.
Yep.
He's the big man.
he
He's
had
the
Chris,
big man.
He had Chris.
Cash Money?
No, I don't think so. I don't think a big man right now can be a 1A. But we'll see.
He's
Nikola
like
Jokic just won the championship 2 years ago. Okay. Well,
Okay, that's different.
Jokic is the best.
That's the go.
Yeah. Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
so that's the go.
That's 3-time MVP.
It
Nikola
is.
Jokic.
Yeah.
One of them should have been Steph's. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
One of them should have been Steph's.
What
So
year?
His first 2021, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the year they won the chip?
yes,
Orlando Magic.
100%.
100%.
100% Paolo.
I agree.
Yeah. No, he's
Forgot I
definitely
was
that
sitting
player.
next to no Magic fan. My bad.
No, yeah, he's already shown it. I mean, it's kind of tough to say that he's shown it just because he went out and the Magic players the Magic team are still doing really good. But I think they're just going to be better when he gets back into this whole rhythm. It's been out for 3-4 months, so it will take some time to shake off that rust right now. But I think he's going to project them up and put him in that playoff run in the contention over there in the East Coast for sure.
Hey, first game back.
Yeah.
He put on for the city.
Yeah, he did. I think it's no doubt in my mind that he is the caliber of player that can be a 1A on a championship team. You know, he's still so young. He's like our age. He's like 22 years old. He's like 23. And he's this good, and he's got the body, he's got the size.
Yep.
Pause. But yeah, he's so good on both ends of the floor, and he also his playmaking is really underrated. You know, Paolo is someone who, like Cade Cunningham, makes his teammates around him better, and that is a big part. That's why LeBron is the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. Because
Did you
he
just say
makes
Steph was the greatest player of all
no, I said he's the greatest shooter and top 10 player, but
I say that.
oh yeah. But yeah, Paolo in my eyes, definitely yes, is the caliber of player that can lead you to a championship. James, what do you think?
I agree as well.
Yeah.
For one, you know, Devin on the other end, kind of like classifying him as this big man.
Just
I
trying
don't
to
really
be
see it that
different.
way. You know, I
Yeah.
see him more as that forward. You know, he's got the size, Paul, but you know, he does kind of remind me like of LeBron.
Yeah.
Like his game is very well rounded. He can shoot the ball. He can finish. You know, he can attack, play make, handle the ball. You know, just you know, a lot of these teams and a lot of these guys, it's also just hard to see because like you know they are on kind of
Younger teams.
bottom tier teams of
Yeah.
the league, kind of still building. And like you said, like he's young, 22. You know,
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
but he's got a lot of future ahead of him.
I definitely think so. All right. Well, next name on the list, Devin, starting with you once again, our old Sacramento King, Tyrese Halliburton. What do you think about Tyrese being a 1A on a championship team? You know, they were in the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals last year.
Don't hate.
You're saying yeah on
Don't-
Tyrese?
Yeah.
And not Paolo? That's
Well,
crazy.
shit, I seen Tyrese almost do it.
Yeah.
Like, so
Did
I'll
he?
go with what I've seen before.
That is
They were in the Eastern Conference Finals, bro.
They got swept.
They went. Did they get
they
swept?
beat
They
the
got
Knicks
swept.
in the second.
They got
round,
swept
right?
by Boston, bro.
Yeah.
They got swept by Boston.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna put too much
So
into
you're
that.
saying
but
yes to Hallie?
I would say yes if he plays the way we know he could play, not how he's been playing to start the season, because we've been talking about that. He's been
Yeah.
not playing how we want with pace, like get him the ball, let him make the good decisions. But yeah, I think so.
Okay, Luke, what do you think?
It's tough. It's tough. I love Tyrese. I got love for my boy. But it's I don't know. Can I go 50-50?
I mean,
damn.
You still gotta, yeah. You know, okay.
I'm gonna say no.
no, yeah. I'm saying no.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying no on Hallie. That's my
Yeah.
first no.
It's gonna be one of those players like again, like Jaylen Brown over in
Yeah.
on the Celtics. Like he needs that other star player.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, definitely, yeah. And Pascal honestly was that last year.
was.
He was the great scoring option for them.
Yeah.
But a guy like Tyrese Halliburton who relies on playmaking more than scoring, you know, compare him to Steve Nash back in the day. Steve Nash won 2 MVPs on that great Phoenix Suns team. They never won a championship because you can't have a 1A player that relies on playmaking more than scoring, in my opinion. So that's why I think Tyrese Halliburton cannot be a 1A, but definitely a great, you know, second best player on the championship team,
definitely.
but not the best. So, James, what do you think?
I definitely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, as far as what we've seen that he can do, he can score the ball when when he's hot, and he does rely on his playmaking ability to kind of get his team going. That's just the type of player he is. So I am kind of 50-50 on that. Like with Luke, I think, he has the potential and the caliber to be that person, but do I think he will? No. Because he is that playmaker. Honestly, I think it's also very tough for a guard to be that 1A player.
It really is.
I know I said Cade was a yes, but Cade is that scorer, but he can kind of do both.
Got a little bit more size.
Both at ease. He's got the size. But you really look at it and what other guards have you really seen be that 1A player that are going to lead their team to a championship?
Besides Steph and D Wade.
You've seen Damian Lillard in Portland, go bat for bat with the Warriors all these years, and they can never get over that hump. Again, they did play, the greatest team ever, but
greatest team ever.
Same thing with also James Harden.
They didn't play the 0102 Kings.
Oh man.
Sorry, they win a championship.
It would have.
I'm saying it's good. I'm saying it's good enough.
Okay. But
well, yeah.
And then another prime example is James Harden when he was in Houston.
Great point.
They have a great team. I'm pretty sure they finished, as the 1 seed a few times too.
Yeah.
During the Warriors dynasty run, and obviously if they didn't run into the Warriors, I think James Harden would have his. Huh?
Because Chris Paul got hurt.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what they say. Or so they say.
I mean, yeah, but then would James Harden have beat LeBron in the finals? Probably not, because it takes a different type of guard to be the 1A.
It does.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just very hard to do.
As a guard, that's a really good point. Well, moving on to another guard. Get a lot of talk around the NBA right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Devin, starting out with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think we'll see it. We'll get a chance to see it this year. I think they have a good chance at getting to the finals in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
and especially because of the way he plays D. Not only because of the way he scores the ball, we know he's one of the top scorers in the NBA.
Yeah,
but the way he plays on the defensive end, I think that even just gives him that extra boost.
Yeah, I agree. Luke.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with everything Devin just said right there. It's just a matter of we know they could get down to that stretch, get down to the Western Conference Finals, but. No, yeah, it's just a matter of time with Shai and the Thunder. It's going to happen within 2 or 3 years at least.
Yeah, I agree. I've been preying on Shai's downfall pretty much since he's been going off in OKC. But yeah, you got to just be honest with yourself and say, yeah, he can, and he's a different type of guard. He's a bigger guard, which I think plays a big part. It's hard to win a championship as the best guy as a smaller guard, but as a guy like Shai who's 6'6" and can do it all. It's hard to say no, something like that.
Super crafty, super shifty. His scoring ability. He's got the 3-ball rolling now.
Yeah.
He's too hard to stop.
Yeah.
And especially with the team that's already built around him, and the Thunder kind of doing it for a while now, getting the draft picks, and their future is already super well set up. They still have a bunch of firsts, and their team is obviously the best in the NBA right now. As far as everybody staying healthy too, right now they're playing without Chet Holmgren. And they've lost 5 games.
They're different.
When the game slow down, he gonna foul bait you.
Yeah, he'll get to the rim.
He's a foul baiter, but
he don't do it as much this season.
Yeah,
so
that's
what I respect about it. This
more
year.
ethical buckets from Shai this year. Okay, another guy moving past the guards now. Zion Williamson. Do you think any point in his career can Zion be the 1A? No. Okay,
I think we can just say no.
I can agree with
I
that.
think there's too much explanation on that.
Yeah, I agree with that. If he stays healthy, I still don't think a player like that can be the best player on a championship team. So
it sucks because he was hyped up to be Braun. He was hyped to be up and be the most dominant player coming into this whole round.
Shout out to Teo, just walked in the building.
Shout out to you.
Show some love to T30. All right, well, another player moving back to the guards. We all said no on Zion being able to be the 1A. Yeah. Tyrese Maxey, do you think without Joel Embiid, can he be the 1A on a championship level team?
I think yes.
Okay.
Down the road, yes.
Okay.
He's still very young. He still has a lot of time to get developed and become that kind of player.
Yeah.
He still has to build his IQ, his whole his whole NBA mind and everything. But I think that might take him leaving Philadelphia. I think he needs a new team to be around. And I think a GM needs to look at him and be like, I need to build a team around him and someone else.
I agree with it down the road, Kate. I agree with
so,
that.
I'm going to say, Tyrese Maxey could be a star player on a team like that.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I don't think he can be the best player on a championship team. A guy like Embiid with him, I think that could work if they can even stay healthy, which they definitely won't ever. But
And Embiid's been
yeah,
playing one game and then he's out for 3.
it doesn't make any
So
sense.
can't do
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, Maxey, the smaller guard, he can shoot it. He's so fast, but I think it's hard for a smaller guard. So that's why.
It
What
is
do you
hard
think?
for a smaller.
I'd say no.
Yeah.
Especially not in Philly. I think Philly is just cursed. They have
True.
Joel Embiid, MVP winner, not really playing too many games right now. You've seen the moments where Maxey, kind of really, really ball out for the team. But on being the 1A, it really takes a different type of breed.
Yeah.
And if you're not already, especially as a guard, like going back to Shea, like if you're not already the top guard in the league, putting up the most points per game, or your team's already rolling, like it's just I don't really see it.
Yeah, I agree.
There's gonna be one name on the list that is very near and dear to our hearts that I'm gonna say yes for. But like Tyrese, I compare them a lot, and I think Tyrese will get to that caliber. And that's
Halliburton?
Caliber. No.
No, Halliburton.
No,
Yeah. Oh,
I can't
Max.
say it because he's just down the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. All right.
He's on the list, bro.
He's just
Let's start playing.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Don't
Well,
make me do
Trae
it.
Young is the next name on the list. Devin, what do you think? Did Trae Young be the best player on a championship team?
Well, I guess not. If y'all talking about the small guard,
Yeah.
like all that, I would say no because I already know y'all going to. So I'll let y'all get the explanation
Luke?
off though.
You say Trae Young, kind of.
Nah, if it was gonna happen, it would have to happen like now or the next 2 years.
Yeah.
'Cause
Or when they
Trey's,
were in the-
Trey's kind of in his prime, I think.
I think he's still young.
he's still young,
Yeah.
but he's in his prime.
Yeah.
How old is Trey? 25, 26?
Probably around there. Yeah.
I think he's a little bit older.
Might be. Maybe 27.
Yeah,
I thought he was
well-
like 27, 28.
My opinion, I think yes. I think Trae Young is one of those small guards that can be the best player on a championship team. He just needs the right guys around him. Put Trae Young on the Boston Celtics instead of Tatum. I think they're a championship level team still.
But he's not a 1A at that.
Yes, he is.
Who?
He's better than Jalen Brown.
Oh, you said put him instead of Tatum?
Yeah, put him instead of Tatum. Put Trae Young on a team like the Celtics with a Jalen Brown, with a point.
They win a championship though.
I think they do.
With Trae Young?
I think Trae Young is that type of
With
player.
Trey Young,
no.
no Tatum.
Yeah,
No,
I think
On that same roster.
I think that same roster. I think they win it.
that's insane.
I don't think
Nah.
think that's too far off. I
yeah.
kind of agree.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
I would definitely say my opinion is I think Trey can be that 1A type player
Yeah.
on a championship level team. As soon as he comes into the league, already NBA player comparisons to Steph Curry. And also just his playmaking ability. I feel like because he's in Atlanta, they haven't really, done too well. They've had their moments in some certain playoff series, but kind of like Tyrese Halliburton. It's like Trae Young could do the same thing playmaking wise, but he doesn't have to rely on it to get his team to where it needs to be.
Yeah, that you literally read my mind with that. The difference between him, Trae Young, and Tyrese Halliburton is that Trae Young can go get a bucket. Trae Young is one of those guys who can, ISO when you need a bucket, he can hit a logo three. Tyrese, I mean, he can score the ball, but it's not on the same level as Trae Young. And Trae Young also averages the most assists in the league. So I think Trae Young down the line can be the best player on a championship team.
Still disagree with that.
I can
Disagree.
respect that. All right. Well, next guy is Devin Booker. He's been to the finals, but he never got over the hump. They were up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Bucks, actually, as him as the best guy, and then they choked it. So, Devin, what do you think?
I think now later past all that, I think he would have to be more 1B type.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
and it's crazy, right? Because it should be KD should be that 1A, but
Yeah.
they're ass. So I don't know what to say, but
They
at
all.
this point later in his career, I think he would be more 1B.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm agree with that. 1B for sure. I mean, also with all the drama going down there with Bradley Beal and everything, that definitely doesn't help.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, Devin's kind of at that point of his career where he needs that help. He needs that other star power with him to keep going.
I mean, he has it, and like Devin said, Suns are ass.
Yeah.
Suns are ass. And there's a video of the Suns team huddling up, and Bradley Beal was not a part of the huddle, and all this weird stuff happening. And is Devin Booker being the guy who's been there the longest? Why is he not being more of a leader and stepping up and getting this team more together? I just don't think Devin Booker makes his teammates better around him. I love his game. He's a straight bucket, and you can't guard him in the ISO situation. He's one of the best scorers in the league, but making your teammates better, I don't think he does that. James, what do you think?
Can he be?
Yeah.
yes, we've seen it.
Yeah. They lost,
on the
though.
team. They did lose,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean they're not a championship level team.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it to the finals. They were up 2-0.
They were.
As of now, and the team he's on now with Kevin Durant, obviously they want Kevin Durant to be that 1A. I think also when it comes to just the ego side of things, I think Devin Booker's not afraid to be like, yeah, KD is the 1A. You know, he's talking about early before the season even started, championship predictions. He's like, oh, Phoenix Suns, Finals MVP, Kevin Durant. Like, you know, so he's willing to take that backseat role. But if the team was well crafted around him, like how it used to be, I think he can be that player. We know who Devin Booker is.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
All right.
All right, well, we should fly through these last couple. Jimmy Butler
Nah.
should be quick for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no too.
Well, he's been to the finals twice as the best.
And he's a different type of player in the
Yeah.
playoffs, but I just think
I think it's past.
the way he has been jumping around with teams, and I feel like he just isn't the type to buy in all that much, and he's just been kind of just selling his teammates, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might just need to retire if nobody signs him, and then just stick with coffee. Just make like the
my
best
God.
coffee in the world.
Charge $20.
He does enjoy doing that, and he said he lost joy playing basketball. So
Yeah, no,
who knows what Jimmy Butler?
it is a shame because I do love Jimmy Butler as a player.
Same.
Like
Yeah.
he's great to watch on the court,
Yeah.
but I think he is past that point of being that team captain and making it.
I agree. I'm gonna say no, James.
Definitely no.
Yeah.
We're definitely past that time. We've seen him go to the finals twice, you know. Fortunately, had to run into LeBron, and then Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
Just both times he went to the finals, you're playing the best player in the world in the
And-
NBA.
Yeah, and one of them was an 8 seed. He was an 8 seed against Denver.
Exactly.
so, yeah.
But no doubt back then, you know, he is that 1A type of player, but it's just it's too far gone now.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
needs the help.
I agree. All right, interesting name coming up. Jaylen Brown. Can Jaylen Brown be the best player on a championship team?
Yeah, that one's tough
That is tough.
because, like you guys were talking about, in my opinion, I don't think the Celtics win the finals last year without Jason Tatum. So, and because of that, I would say no. But I don't know if we'll ever get the chance to see it, him being on a different team and all that. But because of the way, I just don't think they would have got it without Jason Tatum last year. I would say no.
I mean, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say no, but they also don't win that championship last year without Jaylen Brown.
It's a good point.
Like, so
That is the finals MVP.
he is the Finals MVP, but that's a team where
But wouldn't you say that's
They
like
needed-
a Steph?
they needed one or the other. Like nowadays, like it's kind of like these whole duos and
right.
everything. It's kind
You're
of
right.
a little not hypocritical for this conversation, but
Yeah.
it kind of shuts this whole conversation
Yeah.
down. It's like you kind of need those 2-star players
Yeah.
and everything. But I don't think Jaylen Brown is going to be someone who a team trades for to build around. So,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he has the potential and all the tools in the bag to do it, but
Yeah.
I don't think he can lead a team to a championship by himself, you know, as the 1A. Like
Yeah.
without Tatum, I don't think Boston's winning the championship last year, but yeah, James, what do you think? Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown, I probably would have to say no.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, obviously, him being with the Celtics his whole career, him and Tatum, and obviously all the controversy of, oh, can they win together, you know? But I guess that also goes testament to show that, you know, oh, can they win together? You know, they're both these great players. So the thing is, like, let's just say if they didn't win and they go to rock with Tatum or rock with Brown, do I see that same team winning the championship? I'd maybe say yes, because the Celtics were that good.
Yeah, they were. They were.
But as far as building a different team around him being the 1A, I would probably say no.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. All right, well, what about Ja Morant? Devin, your guy. Shout out Ja. Got the AR on him.
Nah.
No?
Nah, I mean,
Tough one.
he's one of those ones where I think he needs another one. You know, I think he like maybe a good wing type or a good power forward center type where I think he just needs that. He needs to be a part of a duo.
Yeah.
He's one of them ones.
Okay. Luke?
I'm gonna say yes. Ja
Okay.
can definitely do it. He's one of my favorite players right now in the league. Just like, I mean, he's relatable just as a young guy. Like, I mean, no,
Relatable in what way?
But no, I do think he could definitely be the 1A on a championship team. I do agree with Devin. They do need to bring in someone else who is like kind of along that top tier of players. But yeah, no. Long story short, yeah.
Okay. That's a tough one for me. Probably the toughest one yet. I'm gonna go yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. John Moran is that level of player that can be the best player on a championship team. James?
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Obviously hasn't had a great last couple years with injuries and all, but every time he steps on that floor, he shows us what he can do. Going back to 2022, the playoff series against the Warriors,
Yeah.
like not gonna lie, I'd be stressed. Like
Yeah.
they started talking about this Memphis Golden State rivalry, and like Dre was saying, like there's no rivalry if you don't win, if you don't ever win, right? But do I think he could do it? Yeah, he has a well-crafted team around him to where he already is that 1A.
Yeah.
Like Jaren Jackson Jr., like they go to the finals, you're not going to look at Jaren Jackson Jr. as the best player on that team. It's always going to be Ja.
Oh, yeah.
So he could
Yeah.
be that 1A for that team if they get there.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be tough with this team to, get to that level. But like Devin said, one more guy, and they're on that level. They're on that championship level.
I mean, they're already what? The
Yeah.
third seed?
Yeah, and they've been
Right.
hurt all year, and they're a good team, but playoffs is a different story. Anthony Edwards, tough name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
That's young Jordan.
I'm gonna say yes.
That's
Quickly. Yeah.
There's not really much to say about that.
Not much to
we're seeing it like the
That's
Wolves already have him as the 1A player, and they're trying to make that push.
They just shouldn't have made that
Yeah.
Julius
That's
Randle
it,
trade.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Ant's the one, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and
He's built for this.
he's also what, 22 years old,
Man. Yeah.
younger than I am.
He's only gonna get better, and that's a scary sight to
A
see.
little scary.
That's young Jordan. Like that's young Mike. All right. Well, quickly, last 4 names. Donovan Mitchell, on the best team in the league right now. It's a tough one. Can the Cavs get over the hump? This is the year to do it.
That's another one like Shea, where I think I'm leaning towards yes, but I want to see it. Like I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of people's like early finals matchup prediction is OKC Cavs. So like I want to see it, but I think I'm kind of leaning towards yes with the kind of season they're having over there right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yes, Donovan Mitchell, I think for sure is that 1A player. He's doing it right now. He's has the experience in the playoffs. First of all, he did it. He was in the playoffs with the Jazz. They went kind of far. He's on the 3rd season with this well-developed Cavs team who has young people that are running along with him. And then he's only in his 9th season of his career. So like this is when these type of players like show that they can make it over that part.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Donovan Mitchell can do that with this team that he has.
Yeah.
With Mobley, Karis LeVert, Garland, and everybody.
So you're picking the Cavs to win it all right now.
I think
Nobody said that.
yes, yeah. I think they will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe the next 2 or 3 years.
That's different than the final. It's gonna be tough for the Cavs to win the
gonna be
finals.
tough.
It's not gonna be easy.
But we're talking about Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Instead. I
Yeah.
think he can do it on any team. I
Yeah.
think he can be that player.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna give Donovan the respect he deserves. I'm gonna say yes as well. He deserves that respect, especially so far this year. What do you think?
I definitely agree. Donovan Mitchell could be that 1A, especially on this Cavaliers team. A lot of guys have stepped up throughout the year, and they've lost 4 games so far.
Yeah, crazy.
Just beat the Oklahoma City Thunder,
Yep.
ended their 15-game
Yep.
win streak. I just think the Cavaliers are the most like disrespected team in the NBA right now.
They
You don't
are.
see a team who's only lost 4 games throughout the season so far, playing 30+ games already, and just like it's because once LeBron left, it's like you just don't expect much of that organization after that.
Yeah,
And I think they've done a really well job of building with these 2 young guards, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and then you got Evan Mobley, Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Very well crafted team, and they could definitely go bat for bat with Oklahoma City.
yeah. They could have 4 All-Stars this year. I wouldn't be mad if they had 4 All-Stars.
They won't.
They deserve it, but they won't. They should get
won't.
2 at least. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that. All right. Well, next name is Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes from
What kind
Toronto.
of pool is that, bruh?
I love Scotty Barnes. He's one of
I
my favorite
mean,
players.
I don't watch Toronto at all, and
Respect.
from the way people
No Davion love.
from the way well, I love Davion.
They're all getting
From the way people would be talking about Scotty Barnes on online, bro. I mean, see,
So you're gonna say no?
no disrespect to
Uh-huh.
dog.
respect to Scotty Barnes for sure. I love him as a player. He's definitely one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah.
Just like his play style, and he's
fun to watch.
funny.
Yeah.
He's actually someone who's played ball.
He's a character.
He's actually someone who's
He's a
played-
character.
He's a character. But I'm gonna have to say no.
I think down the line, yes. But that's all I'm gonna say. Down the line, obviously not right now. Obviously not on this Toronto Raptors team.
Yeah.
But down the line, the right team around him, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna go yeah with Scotty. What do you think?
I think Scotty's a great player.
Yeah.
Super talented, super young still, but to be the 1A, I'd probably have to say no.
Yeah.
I prefer Grady Dick.
Oh, it's a real G out there in Toronto. Uh-oh.
He prefers
He's
Dick.
balling though.
He is. He's
What? You prefer
Dick is
Dick?
balling.
I prefer, huh?
Dick?
Grady?
Huh?
Dick.
Who?
Grady.
Portillo? All right, let's
Grady.
move on. Let's move on. Getting off track. LaMelo Ball.
Let's get up there.
Devin, what?
Yeah, if
LaMelo Ball.
if he swerved in that corner wall. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, Luke, down the line, can LaMelo?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like LaMelo.
Yeah.
I think he can definitely do it. Obviously, everybody in Charlotte with him sucks, so
Yeah.
they can't do it in Charlotte. But I mean, that's the process with building a team, and I think LaMelo can do it.
I agree. Down the line, I think Melo can do it.
Also agree.
Yep.
LaMelo, probably like my top five favorite player in the league right
Yeah.
now. So talented. He's out there playing like a street ball. All these highlights that he's conducting, and like obviously staying healthy is a big part of it. Charlotte is probably not going to happen unless they build around him. I do agree that, or I do think that they should try and get the Ball brothers together at some point. 6'7".
Yeah.
He's 6'7" and moves the way he does, shoots the way he does. And also super relatable. I'm pretty sure we all grew up watching him on
Yeah.
what was the show called?
Ball in the fan.
Bam. Yeah.
We're watching LaMelo, this little kid, like,
The one with the tats,
pretty much-
Dad. You got to watch him.
grew up watching their story and just, I think he could definitely do it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, so we're all saying yes on LaMelo. Swerve in that corner. Now to De'Aaron Fox.
Whoa.
Devin, can De'Aaron Fox be the best player in the championship?
We all
level?
saying yes on this one.
I'm saying yes.
I think we should all be saying yes.
James,
James is the only
now
person.
we're all looking at you. You're saying yes? Okay.
Yes, of course. Good. But I do have this to say.
Yeah.
You get De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis in an NBA champion, like in an NBA Finals run. It's that Fox can be that 1A player, but who's to say that Sabonis won't be the best player in that series?
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
Sabonis-
he could be.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
He's been doing it for,
And just
he kind of did it the first year. Like,
Yeah,
he
in
was
the-
almost the first. He was the best player on the team. But,
Just like how Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are. It's
Yeah.
like, obviously Tatum is that 1A. You see Fox that way when it comes to Sabonis. He's the guard, the big. But it doesn't go to say that Sabonis can't be that player.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree. Shout out to our boy Swipe
Fox got
De'Aaron
that
Fox.
dog in him.
Yes,
He's trying to
sir.
get barking.
Got that dog. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. First break or second break, Beam City Sports. All right, we are back on Beam City Sports for the last segment of today. We are comparing rappers to NBA players. Very excited to go through this list that I made. Want to see what you guys think. Also, we got a new guest on, Teo Kodar. Shout out to T30 over there.
Damn, why you say my full name?
Government.
Sorry, my bad.
Chill out, bro.
We got an actual rapper helping us out with this segment.
Got him.
So got some drinks passing around, so it's good vibes over here at the Beam City Sports Bar. But first name on our list is Drake, one of the best rappers of all time, one of the best artists of all time. I don't care what you say about this whole beef. I like both Drake and Kendrick, so still rocking with both.
Crazy.
But my comparison to Drake was LeBron. My reasoning behind it is that Drake has been won Grammys, been up top of the rap game for so many times, and LeBron the same way. They've also lost in the finals. That's what Drake just did against Lamar.
Okay.
He lost. He made it to the finals against
All right.
the other best rapper, but he lost. And that's why I think Drake is LeBron.
That's a good analysis.
Yes. What do you guys think?
I'll agree with you just because your analysis sold me, bro. That was pretty
I
good.
like it.
Yeah. So for those who don't know me, Drake has the most punchable face in the world. So I'm gonna put Ben Simmons as his compare.
That's
Wait, for what?
Drake.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Benson.
Ben Simmons.
Whoa! That's crazy. hate.
So Ben Simmons used to be that great player and everything, and was the top of the league, and everybody thought he was gonna be like the next LeBron. And yeah, did like LeBron's earlier shit, but he still had a punchable face.
You mean Drake?
Or yeah, sorry, Drake. Sorry, I got a lot of hate for. But yeah, no. Drake and Ben Simmons, they're easy to clown on. So I could clown on Drake just as easy as Ben Simmons. So yeah,
That's crazy hate. What do you guys
That
think? Do you
is-
think Drake is LeBron, or do you have anyone else in mind?
Oh, he's definitely not Ben Simmons. I'll
Definitely
tell you
not
that.
Ben
I'm sorry. I don't be hating on Drake like that. All the Kendrick Drake beef, that got nothing to do with who I think his NBA comparison is.
Oh, that's got nothing to do
For
with that. I just
Drake,
don't like
you know, like Drake's just like pop culturally the GOAT. And, you know, obviously when I think about that in NBA terms, I obviously think of LeBron or Steph.
Yeah.
You know, and Steph, great relationship with Drake. I don't know, nothing weird, but you know, a lot of battles. But either one of those two. Either one of those two.
Drake is Steph Curry.
Okay, I like that.
LeBron is Future.
Okay, well,
Okay. Can we just we'll just go straight to that one. Why do you think LeBron's future? Can we get like
because I have a better one. I have a different one for
I got
future.
I got
that
I
I
got
think
to
you
go
might
for
like.
LeBron is Future because look, LeBron is 40.
Yeah.
Future is 40.
They 40.
Future has done nothing but get better and more fine.
Mhm.
Like it's like
Pause.
wine. Like, like fine like wine. I said the quote. I said the quote wrong. Ron over here doing rosés and
said
stuff. Like I'm over here saying I mean like age like fine wine. Like same like LeBron. Like they both like just continue to get better. Like LeBron, what is LeBron damn near averaging a triple double, right?
Yeah, and he's 40.
Future dropped 3 albums in the last 6 months of 2024. All of them went #1.
bangers.
Nobody's ever done that before.
bangers.
And he's 40.
Yeah.
So it's
Triple
just getting
single.
better through time.
Okay.
Drake is Steph Curry to the pop star analogy, and also like
That's good.
Uh-uh.
I agree with that.
I like that.
they both light skinned and they
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
they both just
yeah.
everybody just they're great at their craft.
Yeah.
But LeBron came first. Future came first.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did. No,
Drake is the reason why Future's the reason why Drake even got that clientele
I agree.
that
You
he
know,
has.
Future did start a lot of the rap wave that we see today.
the trap.
But,
shit.
But my comparison to Future was KD. I think, Future and KD. KD's one of the best players in the league for so many years now.
That's a good one.
Future's not the best rapper, but he is definitely a top 5 over the last 10 years or 20 years, whatever you want to say. That's more KD in my opinion. And also, neither of them are loyal. We know Future's not loyal to anything. And fucking KD goes and joins the damn Warriors and all this shit. I'm not mad at it.
Not complaining.
No, I'm-
I like that. I like
I respect that.
Yeah,
I
so
respect that.
that's why.
They both get that wisdom
Yeah,
vibe too.
yeah,
Like they don't talk much, but they have
But-
a weird wisdom.
yeah.
But are we gonna act like LeBron ain't leave his teams either?
LeBron left his team.
LeBron is not loyal.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Only to Savannah.
Yeah.
He's not even loyal to her.
Uh-oh.
I had this
Okay.
conversation with my friend. He said,
When
my friend tried to say that. My friend tried to say that LeBron has never cheated before. I said you're lying.
Hey, don't throw those allegations on my boy Braun. He just had his 40th. Shout out, Braun.
It's just
Oh my god.
Okay, moving on. Kendrick Lamar, best rapper out right now, in my opinion.
I
My
got-
favorite artist right now.
I'm gonna say Dirk and Steph for this one. I'm gonna do the combination for
Dirk?
Kendrick Lamar. Dirk
Oh,
and Steph.
Okay. Dirk Nowitzki and Steph.
Dirk
Okay.
Nowitzki and Steph.
Get Steph on there as well.
The way that Dirk and Steph, they like take their time to make their craft and everything. Very methodical, very like everything like that. Kendrick takes his time with everything. He goes and I don't know. It's just like takes 6 years for him to come out with a new album. I mean, not recently. He's been dropping everything for us, but I don't know. Clean, to the point. Everything's cut down and crisp.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the Steph, and that was more because of LeBron and Steph meeting in the finals. So I'm comparing Drake to LeBron and Kendrick to Steph. And Steph had his number a couple times. Just, he had a super team, but he still had his number. So, but I also had a guy, Kawhi Leonard.
I was gonna say
Kawhi,
that too.
yeah, Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Like you said, you don't hear from Kendrick a lot, but when you do, Kawhi's not healthy every year. But when he is, he won that finals in 2019. Also, with the San Antonio Spurs, he won that finals when he was healthy. When he's healthy, he's one of the best ever. That's why I compare him to Kendrick, because when Kendrick drops, he's the best. But when he doesn't drop for years, then it's like you kind of forget about him. That's why I had Kawhi, but also Steph on there as well. So,
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Kendrick?
I agree with the take.
Yeah.
I liked, how you put it with for Kendrick, I would probably also say like Steph in there only because of like the little superstition of, every time the Warriors did win a
Oh
title,
yeah.
Kendrick dropped an album.
That is crazy.
So it's kind of like, their little good luck charm.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen this year, but
It's for the Kings this year.
Yeah. All right, Teo, what do you think about K. Dot from the rapper himself?
I kind of agree with Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. J. Cole, my favorite artist of all time. He's number one in my heart. I don't care if Kendrick blames him coming up. I don't care if J. Cole never drops an album again. Still my favorite artist of all time. That's why I had Steph Curry as well. Also, kind of flip-flopping between Steph and Kawhi, between Kendrick and, J. Cole. Don't know who to put for each. So what do you guys think? Who?
Tobias Harris.
Okay. He does.
Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook.
Quinn Cook. Shit. Good pull.
That's a good pull. That's a great.
I put Damian Lillard.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I like that.
I love
I like
that.
I don't know. It's just like, I mean, Damian Lillard was super loyal to Portland for
Yeah.
the time that he needed to be loyal for them, and you could always trust on it. Like
Yeah.
you could always trust on something good, like whenever he steps up, like
Yeah.
plays anytime. And J. Cole, he drops it, like everything he drops is kind of it's fire.
Yeah,
Like, it's all
it's
good.
fire, and
Yeah.
they're both underrated. So
Yes,
I actually
very
like
underrated
That.
too.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But you guys agree with the J. Cole?
For J. Cole, I was thinking KD for J. Cole.
Oh, okay.
And
Me
it's
too.
because you know, off the first rappers we've already said Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, it's just like you kind of look at the greats, especially like in our generation of the NBA, and you do think of Steph, KD, and LeBron. You know, teaming up on Team USA, and it's like, you know, Kevin Durant obviously is one of the greatest all times. I would say he's top 10 player ever. And he's also he's silent, you know, stays to himself. He's all about hoops.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's not really, you know, with all the beefs and stuff like that, you know, and he does let his game speak for himself. I would say now more than he did back then.
Yeah.
I feel like he was a little bit too caught up in the narratives of like, oh, like, is he the best player on the Golden State Warrior team? Or like, do they need him to win and stuff like that? You know, he kind of just does his own thing.
Also, J. Cole, I like the KD one because, you know, when he's a feature, J. Cole slides on that shit every time. Every time. Don't play with my boy J. Cole. He's the best.
So he's a 1B.
He might be a 1B.
He's a
I don't care. But okay, moving on. Gotta start over on this side. We all know who Devin's favorite rapper is. If you don't know Devin Neel, then you gotta know.
Just look at him. Just look at him. Take a look at him.
Just take a look at Devin. That's Young Slim
What?
right there. Shout out to Eminem. My comparison for Eminem was Dirk Nowitzki. So
Okay.
interesting that you had him on there. You know, both underrated guys that are just great, and you can't deny their greatness. So
You think Eminem's underrated?
I think his old shit.
You
is
have
great.
preached to me our whole life that Eminem was like the great. You would always say Marshall Mathers, Eminem, and other person were like the greatest rappers. of all
Shane
time.
Marshall Mathers.
Yeah,
That's a good.
you would say that
from him.
You would say that all the time.
It is. I got that from him.
Good pull.
I put someone down that
Okay.
I respected for you. I put Kobe with
Oh, respect.
Because-
Kobe for him.
because I don't know. I'm not a big Eminem fan.
Oh,
But I just know the culture like around like I mean, growing up, he was the greatest rapper, like kind of growing up super young. And I mean Kobe was kind of doing the same thing at the same time, just running the NBA and
I
just
like
running
that.
the rap game.
like that. What do you guys think of M? Who would you compare?
Hang on,
I'd say Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, that's a good one.
Really good one.
Hang on,
Because when he won that, I don't really know much about Eminem's career, but like I don't know like the drama or
Yeah.
anything. But I know when like Steve Nash won his MVP, people were hating.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
You know,
They
like,
said Shaq should.
Damn,
have.
that's
a lot of people hate on
Yeah.
Eminem too, but
that's a good one.
That's a good. That's
Hang
a
on,
good one.
I jumped Devin.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Good look. You gave me mine. I agree with Teo. Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that. I like it. All right, moving on. Luke, one of your favorite artists, MF Doom.
Yep.
I don't know how much you guys know about MF Doom. I know Teo definitely does over there. I put DeMar DeRozan, MF Doom. You know,
That's an interesting.
old vet. You know, underrated. But when you watch him play, when you listen to MF Doom rap, they age very well. They age,
Consistent.
like, yeah, they're
Fine.
consistent. They age
Consistent.
like fine wine.
All right, that's kind of make me question my pick, but I still
Okay, wait. What do you
I got Jason Williams.
I forgot to put
Yeah, I got Jay Will for MF Doom because I mean, so all I'm imagining is a Jason Williams highlight tape with MF Doom over it,
Fire.
and it would be fucking fire.
It would.
Like it would be fire.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
So
Wait,
I'm gonna put Jay Will.
well, Jay Will or DeMar DeRozan for MF Doom? Who you guys rocking with?
Jay Will.
Probably just trust you on DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, DeMar. Okay. You're probably not tapped into MF like that. Okay, well, moving on to Kanye West. You know, very controversial. I'm gonna go Kyrie Irving. I think
Oh,
this one's a no-brainer. It's got to be Kyrie.
good pull.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys think?
Yeah.
I got Russell Westbrook actually.
Oh, okay.
way.
Because I don't know, the passion that they both have for the game is
Yeah.
is kind of unmatched, and I don't know. I like.
I like that. What do you guys think about Ye?
I like both.
I don't
Yeah.
agree with like just comparing them because they're controversial.
Yeah.
Like, but they do both study the craft crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I kind of agree with Luke more.
Okay, I like that.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Russ. Shout out to Russ. Gotta give
Ye
him a-
is like so. I
Right.
love old Ye.
Ferocious, man.
But people just only think about what's been going on the past few years.
True.
But the old Ye is not Kyrie.
Yeah,
New Ye, Kyrie's not even bad either.
he's not.
All he did was fleece him. So it's like he's not even controversial. So it's like,
He said the Earth is flat too.
Is Kanye your favorite rapper? Is that why you put Russell Westbrook for his comparison?
Is Kanye your favorite rapper? Asking you.
Oh,
and the Earth is
no,
flat. It's like,
no, I think MF might be my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that? Okay, shout
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Hell yeah.
there's real controversial things.
All right, moving on to a GOAT, Lil Wayne. I had Kobe Bryant for my comparison to Lil Wayne. Two legends, two icons.
I like that.
That's all I can really say about them. Two of the greatest of all time.
I got Allen Iverson.
I like
Lil
that.
Wayne.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, their style and everything.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, they kind of revolutionized like a lot of things in rap and basketball.
Okay. What do you think about Weezy there?
Let's say,
I had Kobe.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna say Vince Carter
oh,
because
okay.
because Vince Carter was raw, but he wasn't Kobe.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne's
Okay.
up there though.
Like,
Lil Wayne's top five,
Yeah.
bro. Lil Wayne's top, in my opinion. All right. Well, Travis.
Carter, Vince Carter's.
Oh, true.
Carter?
Carter 5. Vince Carter. All right. Well, Travis Scott. I had John Morant for Travis Scott. Young guys that aren't the best in the league. Travis Scott's not the best rapper, but when Travis Scott drops, that shit goes flat.
Yep.
John Morant, same way. When he plays, it's must-see TV.
I actually have Vince Carter and John Morant with
Okay.
Travis Scott
Nice.
just because they just know how to put on a performance.
Yeah.
Like
True.
anytime they're showstoppers, anything like that. Travis Scott, fucking seen him 3 times, knows how to put on a
Who did you have?
performance.
Travis Scott, and I had Jaw. I had Jaw and
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter for Travis Scott. All right. ASAP Rocky. Interesting one here. I had Paul George for
I like
A$AP
I
Rocky.
like that.
Yeah. Underrated guys. Both very good when they play.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's what
I
had.
went back in time. I went to Julius Erving, Dr. J. He brought the style to the NBA,
Yeah.
like flair and everything. And A$AP Rocky, I think, has the best style in the rap game.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
about A$AP right
Like
there?
dress wise, like
Dress wise,
yeah.
fashion wise,
Yeah.
anything like that, his style.
Yeah.
And then he also, he got my baby girl Rihanna, man.
Yeah, honestly, fuck ASAP.
Why?
What?
Why do you-
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'd say ASAP is what's like ASAP like? What's a player that's like really stylistic, has a great game?
Shay.
I'm gonna say ASAP is Jamal Crawford.
Ooh.
But like he's not really
okay.
like ASAP.
Good
Like
pull.
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
based off what he built as a brand
Yeah.
rather than his rap abilities.
I like that.
Wait,
I like that.
I like
Yeah.
that pool actually. All right. The weekend. Kind of
I
boring one here.
hate it.
For the weekend, I had James Harden.
I got Kyrie Irving at the weekend. A little mysterious and
Yeah.
crafty and everything. Very versatile.
No, I like that. I like that.
I like
think-
Kyrie.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. James Harden, I just think, he had some great years. The weekend had some great years, and they're still great. So shout out to both of them. Next guy on my list was Big Sean, and I had Klay Thompson for Big Sean.
For what?
First off, why is Big Sean on this list? There's way better rappers out right now. Still, that shit's old.
You don't
Yeah.
like that?
Second, Big Sean is like Chauncey Billups.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
I don't know. I
That's
just made up
easy
a
one.
random person.
put Big Sean as Chandler Parsons because they signed a big record deal and then very mid,
Realize
and then they run away with a bunch of money.
here, connect the line.
Okay, Young Thug, one of my favorite artists. I had Russell Westbrook for Young Thug.
I'm gonna put John Morant again for Young Thug.
Yeah.
Some trouble.
Yeah, I agree with the Young Thug, John Morant. That's a good one.
But Young Thug is just so much older. That's why I
Young
I
Thug.
think Westbrook fits it a little more. But similar guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thug, free Thug.
I would say Young Thug is like
Crazy people is
he's
coming.
really cold. Like
He's
he's
cold.
really like I don't even know who's really like what players are left to say. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm trying to compare him.
All right,
All right, we got
Definitely not whatever.
Russ. You don't think he's Russ?
No.
Westbrook?
In his prime?
Two legends.
In his prime? No.
All right.
We'll come back to it.
All right, Lil Uzi. I had Lamella Ball. For Lil Uzi.
Ah,
I don't know. I
It was
didn't
a tough one.
I don't really listen to Uzi
Yeah, that's
anymore, so I don't really have a good comparison to him.
Yeah.
Shoot,
All right. Well, we can rock with Uzi and Lamella.
Uzi and Shay. I'm gonna put Uzi and Shay.
Damn, you're giving him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, NBA YoungBoy, someone I know a lot of people on this panel are going to have some opinions about. Anthony Edwards was my pick for NBA young boy.
What's up
What do you
there?
guys think?
I'd say Jaw.
Draymond Green.
I was gonna say Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond.
I was gonna say Draymond.
Young boy. I thought he was one of the best.
Draymond the Hall of Famer. Don't get
It's
it.
all
It has nothing to do with anything.
He's a Hall of Fame crash out.
Right.
He's a Hall of Fame crash out.
Same crowd now. All right.
But yeah,
couple more names on my list. Corday. I love Corday. I think he's underrated. I had Tyrese Halliburton.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole. I like
Jordan
him.
Poole, I like that.
Okay.
good
All right. You do Kobe White.
Ooh,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
I'll say Quentin Grimes.
Okay, okay.
He's been hoping.
He's been hoofed. Yeah.
Just going with guard, underrated
Yeah.
guard. Okay.
Okay. Gucci Mane. I had.
Udonis Haslam.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I had a,
Old OG who was loyal to the game and everything, never switched up anything. And yeah, no, Gucci was loyal.
I had Draymond, but I like the UD pick
Yeah.
actually right there. Who do you guys think is more Gucci Mane? Draymond or Jonas Haslam?
Kind of both,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
The Unk status,
Yeah.
vet leadership.
Yeah.
You know, still one of the greats. Yeah. Probably UD.
Yeah.
UD, that is a good one.
Okay. Okay. Two more on the list, unless you guys have any more. Jack Harlow.
Tyler
Easy
Hero.
one here. Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Tyler
what
Hero.
I had. I think
Kyle
that's it.
Guy.
Oh,
Okay.
Jack Harlow's good. though. I think Jack Harlow's
Jack Harlow.
actually raw.
That's like
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
I like that.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I think I like Reeves.
So
Yeah.
just because Jack Harlow's white, do we have to do a white hooper?
Yes.
No, let's come up with a non-white hooper.
No.
Jack Harlow. Why? Yeah. Just to challenge.
Malik,
The challenge. The challenge.
No, I can't put disrespect on Malik like that.
like Jack.
He's not good as Malik Monk.
That's fair. Malik's different. All right. Well, last name on my list. This was more for Devin. Logic. I had CJ McCollum.
Because you look like him.
That's for Brady. Shout out Brady.
I had CJ McCollum.
All right.
Yeah. I know there's not much you can say on that one.
Yeah.
Peyton
I'm
Pritchard.
trying to think of
Hey,
one.
Pritchard.
Hey, nah, I mean,
That's a good one.
I-
hold on. I know what logic is. Laundry Shaman.
Laundry.
Is that his name?
Landry.
Okay, well, Devin, you actually have one more. You had Mac.
Sir Laundry
Oh
Shaman.
yeah, Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, for Mac Miller. I think Mac is great.
What?
Yeah.
I think Mac Miller's like
Well,
Jason Williams.
Dante
Okay. Yeah.
Dante was
yeah.
nice in the
Well, you said
in the
great,
in
and
the
we
in
got
the
Ben
playoffs with the
Simmons for
Knicks,
Drake.
right? Yeah.
So
That's just.
and I don't think it's about.
That's just your hate
That's
about
not
Drake.
hate.
And honestly, I take back the Drake Steph Curry thing.
What? So who's Drake?
LeBron.
No,
LeBron.
he stands on his future shit. So why is Steph not? Drake?
Honestly, who had a better take about? I mean, you had a better. I like
I
the
had
future in
KD.
KD
Yeah.
a little bit,
They're not lower.
but
So who's
neither is
Steph?
LeBron.
LeBron.
though.
So who's Steph? Then? Drake.
Steph.
Stop like don't
J.
don't
Cole.
call him a bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't say something else.
I can't think.
Okay, Steph's Drake. Moving on.
All right, before we close out the show, gotta ask our friend Teo about any upcoming new music you got. Anything in the works right now? No, you've been putting in that work.
Yes, sir.
Plug freestyle.
Working on a lot of stuff, and about to drop a song at the end of this month or beginning of February, and start from there this year.
All right, shout out. Now we will close it out on Beam City Sports. This is another.
Oh yeah, just find it. Teoman TEOMAN on Spotify.
Quick plug.
Everything.
Shameless plug.
Go
Go
listen
listen.
to that.
You won't regret it. Won't regret it.
Go listen.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining this very special episode of Beam City Sports Bar. We'll be back
Thank you,
next
Beam
week
City
and on
Sports.
Wednesday live on the radio.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.